So I'm finding myself in a situation where I'm going to be interacting with some of my um, husband's family. He just passed away, and I'm the one in charge of everything. So,
He has transitioned back into non-physical.
yes, he has. He did that on Thursday last week.
He is with you still. You do understand.
Oh, I know. I felt it come right in. I definitely know he's with me. Yes, and
Wonderful.
I am in joy about it. I really am.
He is pure positive joy now without the restrictions of his physicality then that he had here in this life. He
Yes.
is pure joy now and love and appreciation for you. And it is good that you are able to receive his energy transmissions towards you regarding this clarity of your relationship then.
Yes, it's something that I
Appreciation is very
yeah,
strong.
yes, it is. It is. I do. I appreciate him. I really do. And
He appreciates you.
I know he does. I know. I feel it. But anyway, my question is, um, I'm in these last few days, I find myself kind of like preparing to deal with his adult 5 children from a previous marriage. And and I keep trying to not let myself go there, but I remember, they're all very professional, they're all highly educated, earn a lot of money, and they're all wonderful, but they like to make me
Isn't that interesting that wonderful was not the first word that you used to describe them? Continue. Continue.
okay. So anyway, I just don't want to get myself into monkey brain because through my day, it pops up. Well, I know she's arrogant toward me and blah blah blah, and I don't want to go down that path. So I want to cut that off. And do you have any suggestions for me?
Your intentions then become very, very important here before your anticipated interactions
Mhm.
with these other wonderful God source beings in physical body. So, your first description was that they were his children, that they were professional, and that they were from a previous marriage. Learn to identify other humans in your time space reality first as who and what they really are. This will assist you in remembrance of who and what you really are as well. And so the first description is you are about to have interactions with the 5 God source individuals who played the role of his children in this life. They are you. They are exactly like you. They come from the source of loving, they come from the source of joy, fulfillment, satisfaction, excitement, passion, desire. They are God in physical body. And if you can see them differently, then you will have a different experience. However, it is you see them, then is the experience you're going to co create with them. And of course, you do understand everything is energy. Everything is energy, and you are all telepathic. It is so interesting that people still think that they have private thoughts that are private unto themselves. I assure you, this is not true. You are all telepathic. And so, if you can begin immediately to pre-pave the co-creative encounter with the 5 beings who have played the role of his children here in this life, you will have a very different experience, you see. See them first. Were they his children in this life? Yes. Were they from his previous marriage? Yes. Are they all professional? Yes. Are they proficient at earning income? Yes. But none of these things define them. What does define them is who and what they really are. As often as you can, take time to see them in your mind as who they really are, which is just like you, which is also an extension. You have five representatives of all that is that you are about to rendezvous with. When you think of them that way, does it not feel different with respect to the energy of this conversation?
Yes, it does.
When you think, I am going to meet and interact with 5 other versions of all that is, that would fill you with joy. That would fill you with excitement, because what is the potential of those 5 other versions of all that is in their fullest potential with you, you see? Yes?
Yes.
If 5 different versions of all that is was going to come into a room with you, wouldn't that fill you with some level of wonder, some level of anticipation, some level of expectancy? And not the kind you were talking about earlier that had the word but in it. The expectancy of interacting with other versions of all that is in physical form. It just makes you want to reach out and hug them. It just wants to make you reach out and just touch them, you see, with pure, unadulterated love. Because when you see them as what they are, which is that 5 versions of all that is, you see, and that focused thought alone fills you with the energy of that truth. And the energy of that truth does not harness fear. It does not harness the necessity to gird yourself, you see. It is then an interaction that you not only embrace, but that you are eagerly anticipating. This is one of the things that is interesting, that humans are so distracted with their realities and the observance of others and the realities that they have created. They miss something very simple, that every time you walk into a room where there is another human being, you are looking at another version of all that is. How exciting. How exciting, you see. Now you're not seeing whatever they did last week. Now you're not thinking about whatever it is they said to you 5 years ago. You see? It's a fresh new moment in the power of your present now moment. And it's how you're going to exert it, which is going to define the experience that you're going to have. So define it in a way that you will feel the fullest energy resonance of love and appreciation and joy. I am about to go into a room with another version of all that is in human form, just like me. If you live with somebody, for those of you who live with family members or spouses or who have children, if you live with somebody, do you realize that every time you walk in and out of a room where another member of your family has been in, when was the last time you walked into a room and looked at whoever was sitting in it and said, my God, there's all that is sitting there right in front of me, just as casual as you please, and feel the joy that actually wants to burst through your chest from just acknowledging that one singular focused thought, you see. And that the power of the energy of that one thought disallows any other judgmental thoughts. You can't even find, when you are looking at another human being or imagining and visualizing another human being and having the focused, purposeful thought, this is another version of all that is walking around on this planet. Your soul is not able to energetically comprehend in another momentary thought following it, and they're screwed up. That's just not the way it works. And so that's why I paused you in the middle of your discussion when you said 5 children. Yes, of course they were his children here in this time-space reality. And when you said they were professional, and there were 5 of them, and they are educated, none of those things define or even reflect the worthiness of who they are in this life. They are so much more than the words you initially offered, you see? And so if you apply the expanded words, the unconditional words that reflect exactly who and what they are, first, The energy of that focused thought is what is going to create the experience. And if you have a couple of days before this rendezvous, I encourage you to pause and purposefully create the moment, the energy of this feeling for them in this world by having that segmented time of purposeful thought that delineates who they are and who is coming. 5 versions of all that is are coming to meet with you. There's nothing bad that can come from that. There's nothing that should fill you with trepidation. That's the kind of thought that makes you want to hurry the timeline so you can see them sooner. You see, that's the joy of that energy. I'm about to sit down with 5 other versions of all that is. My God, what can come of that moment? Only wonderful, only wonderful, only joy, only love. And as I said to you earlier, your private emotions and thoughts, your private energies are not private. You are all telepathic. Then you see, they know what you think. So change what you think, and you will change the experience. Some people say, "Oh, that's so hard." Well, if you think that, then it will be. But really, it is one of the easiest things you could ever do, is to change your perspective about another human being on this planet and say, my God, there is another version of all that is. And when you do this for every single person you encounter, every single salesperson you have to talk on the phone with, every time you go to the gas station and you hand your credit card off to the gas attendant, you are handing your credit card off to another version of all that is. Doesn't it just make you want to just talk to them and be friendly to them and share the natural energy of that goodness with them? You see, that is the energy you're transmitting into the world when you first contemplate the focused thought of other human beings on this planet as who and what they really are. They are versions of all that is, walking around having a physical experience. It doesn't matter if they know it or not. You know it. And believe me, they have souls, or as you refer to them, inner beings. The inner being, their souls will absolutely immediately pick up your transmission of what you are really thinking about them, and watch the miracle of a completely changed relationship unfold in front of your eyes as a result. Try it. Consider it an experiment. And since you're going to meet with them a few times in a few days, you may want to try this pre-paving of your vibration, your intentions then for your experience with them several times a day. And of course, your husband will also, as he is now resonating with the joy of that unconditional love, it will be something that, of course, he will love to participate in with you as well.
Yes.
Questions? You have a loving heart. It is time to let it loose.
Okay.
And let them be the beneficiaries of how much love is inside of you. It doesn't matter what they've done in the past, and it doesn't matter how they have reflected the limitations of their belief structures. Your power is in this now present moment, right now. Not the contemplation of anything in the past, not the trepidation about anything that comes in the future. Right now, in this moment, is when you are your most powerful creator. And then you will see the manifestation of your efforts, which is what you came here to do, to achieve the value fulfillment, to shapeshift your relationships from challenging to joyous. Imagine a world for a moment where your relationship with these other 5 versions of all that is was loving and supportive mutually for you as well. Imagine that the past, you can change the past by creating those new relationships in the power of your present moment, by redesigning first how you see them. They are 5 versions of all that is in physical form. You see, there's nothing better. There's nothing better than the deliciousness of being all that is in physical form, of wielding that power. They're so powerful. It doesn't matter if they don't know it. You know it. You know it. generating the power in your present moment to define in your mind, your brain, who they are. And the experience will follow then, you see, of course.
Good advice. Thank you very
Even the most stodgy of curmudgeons
much.
will not be able to resist the all-encompassing joy and love that is transmitted when one human being sees another human being as a version of all that is in physical form. I assure you, even the staunchest of personalities warms under that vibration, under that energy frequency. Try it for yourself, and we will be interested in you sharing your experiences the next time we meet.